everybody, Luke here from Students of History. We're looking at another unit preview in the U.S. history curriculum. This time, it's on the age of Jackson. This is a shorter unit because it's going to kind of get squeezed in there between the early Republic era and our era on manifest destiny and sectionalism. But we'll take a look here. You can see, obviously, Andrew Jackson was the dominant figure in this era, had a major impact on American history and American politics. So the first one, we're just looking at this period as a whole, learning about Andrew Jackson, who he was, how he came to power, the rise of the common man. We have some great primary sources that you can use there to learn a little bit about Jackson. Some of his speeches are included there. Before we look at day two, we spend a day on his battles. Jackson had a very combative personality. He fought in many duels, but in this case, his battles are against the National Bank, against, sadly, American Indian tribes, specifically in the Southeast United States, his battle against bureaucracy in American government. And students are going to have this incredible project where they're creating fight cards to represent some of those battles. And you can have the students working in groups and then hanging those up as kind of a gallery act. We spend a whole day on the Indian Removal Act and the devastating impact it had on the Cherokee and the 5 civilized tribes, as they were so called back then, down in the Southeast. They look at a primary source excerpt of that Indian Removal Act. They look at Winfield Scott's, the general who was placed in charge of that, and then a look at the Trail of Tears as well on day 3. Day 4, looking at Henry Clay and his American system, the building of roads and canals across the United States to really build up American infrastructure is the topic of that lesson. Then we spend some time looking at Transcendentalism, this wonderful movement to appreciate nature that kind of took place during this era as well. It's a great project where students create something that represents Transcendentalism in there. Then we're spending some time reviewing with some review games, review activities, vocabulary. There's a really thorough unit guide that you can have kids working on throughout the unit and then take a look at here at the end before you have your assessment. Those assessments for this are always editable. They're Word documents and Google Forms. You can use either version to have kids demonstrate their learning. There's always going to be a couple options as well for if you have students who are absent or you want to use one for retakes for students who didn't do as well. You have that option there. Distance Learning Hub is still there at the end. You may not be distance learning anymore, but all those resources are there in one place for those of you that need them. But each lesson is going to have Google Docs. Each lesson has the Google Slides, editable materials, and printable PDFs as well. This is a super thorough unit, just like all the others in U.S. history. It contains everything you need, lesson plans for you to use in your middle school or high school U.S. history classroom. I think it's a great resource for you. If you have any questions about this one or any other unit, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks again.